Um, his just story just didn't freaking add up, and it just became like I felt like he wasn't saying the truth, and then he goes on to tell me, what the fuck? I'm not editing this out so you guys see the struggle that it is to film inside my car. And so for you guys to see that I don't freaking like use filter, I don't fucking like, I don't do extra shit, you know, this is just me being me, you know. Okay, I feel like this is just not my lighting, my favorite lighting right now. No, it's too yellow. People would like drive by and they're looking at me like, what the fuck is that bitch doing? Okay, hopefully that stays. But he then says that he's gonna use a Georgia address. And I say, are you going to use a, like, our roommate's address? And he says, no, I won't do that to him. Just because if he were to do that, it would give me a good reason to leave, even though I'm a US citizen, just because I honestly don't want to get involved with the whole immigration stuff that's going on, just because like I worked so freaking hard to get where I am that I'm not risking it all for a fucking dude that like doesn't have his life figured out. And he's like, no. I'm like, I have an address. He doesn't tell me whose address this is, right? I mean, I don't plan him to tell me, it's his fucking business, but like, still, like, it's just odd. Weird and odd, and he's just behaving very just, and this is when he starts to get nervous, and like he's like grabbing his phone and like trying like to, like, how can I describe it, like he's like trying to avoid the conversation, but I obviously am gonna keep going just because like my roommate is a friend and I consider him like family, and I just didn't want him to get like fucked over. So I will go ahead and ask more questions, and I then go like, honestly, like, what's the point of you coming to Atlanta? And he said, I'm trying to find a job. And I said, boy, this is not the place to look for a job if you're undocumented right now. Just because it's a racist state. It is. Sorry, it just is. It's been a red state for a decade, like for years, until Biden. That was the only time it wasn't a red state. And then it went back to a red state. So it's like, I think him coming here was just not a good idea. And he says that he tells me he has a cousin here, and he has an aunt here, and he has a brother here, and he has a blah, blah, blah here. And that he has a cousin who is a immigration judge, I don't know what state, and he has a sister in New York. It's like, he has all this family here, but no one wants to take him in. And that says a lot. That says a lot, because I know so many people who take in family members, friends from when they come like freshly out of here, and like, you know, they give you a limit. They're like, hey, you need to find a job. We'll help you find a job, and then go from there. But I just feel like he's a man that comes with a lot of lies. And just, I told him, like, you're not gonna find a job here. I'm sorry, but like, especially not now. Like, it's getting really, really bad here. Like, I think you should just consider going back to New York. just because, like, it's just, it has more opportunities, and I know it's, like, not the best place to live, but honestly, if you're undocumented and you're able to make it work in New York or any of the other states that help immigrants, like, make it work, baby. Like, you know, someone is gonna freaking help you, you know? But I feel like Atlanta is not becoming a state that's helping immigrants at all. I feel like it's becoming a state that's honestly pushing immigrants away. Now, in order for you to rent an apartment, you need to provide a social security. And a lot of people are not talking about that. So I was just like, honestly, this is not the state for you. You should consider, like, moving, just because, like, there's just a lot of things going on that in Georgia that you're just not receiving the help that you could be getting in those states that can help you out. So he then says that, like, his immigration lawyer said that he should be receiving a green card in 1 or 2 months. Oh my God, my lips. And I'm like, your immigration lawyer said that? Like, I've heard that, like, a lot of, like, lawyers are not really giving an answer of like, how long their process is going to be, because, like, I'm going to take this lip off because it's too much. I think I'm going to use a tint. But, like, even when I submitted in 2016, I didn't even get an answer of how long it was going to take, because we just didn't know. Like, it was just like, and this was a long time ago. So I was like, wow. Like, and he was like, it's the best immigration lawyer in Florida. And he also works in New York. And I'm like, okay, cool. I don't give a shit. Like, still, even if it's the best immigration lawyer, from what I've heard is that they're not saying anything, because we don't know how long people are, like, how long it's going to be take for people to get an answer of, like, how long the process is going to be, you know? Like, he was making it seem like, oh, I'm special, so I'm going to, like, have easy access, whatever. So, obviously, I didn't fall for that shit. I was like, I find that very suspicious. I said that to him. I was like, I find that very suspicious that your lawyer, like, is making it seem like this is such an easy process, when I know for a fact it's not. Like, you just don't know. Oh my God, I look even more ridiculous. You just don't know, like, what you're gonna get, like, how long the process is gonna be. So you can't just, like, walk around as a lawyer or as a customer saying, like, oh, my lawyer said it's gonna take this long. Like, you just can't, especially not now, because you just don't know. Like, things are kind of, like, shifting, and I'm trying to find my from my brow, but I'm looking for my mascara. Where are you, girl? Where'd you go, girl? Where are you, girly? Is this? Oh, here it is. Here it is. So, he just goes on and on and on. Like, oh yeah, like, I know what I'm doing, and your process is different from mine. I understand each process is different. I completely understand that. But, like, as a person who's, like, heard many, many cases, and I've heard, like, abuse cases also, like, it is not easy to, like, it's not an easy process, pretty much what I'm trying to say. It's a very difficult process, and, like, you need to have a lot of proof that this actually occurred. And so I feel like it's not gonna really work out for him, just because, like, like, he's still married. He hasn't divorced this person. And two, two is that, like, I don't think he actually has any proof that his wife hit him. I think none of this happened. I think he just fled the country, Jamaica, to come here for a better life, for the American dream, blah, 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 blah. It's not working the way if he thinks it was. He's a lazy motherfucker. And let me tell you, if you ever want to come to this country, this is not a country to be lazy. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people label us as lazy, but this is not a country where, like, you can be lazy. You have to work. Like, you have to work. Like, plain and simple. And I feel like he's just not one of those people. He's just not. So it's just not working out the way he wanted to. And I honestly, truly think with everything that's going on, he should just, like, either really, truly devote himself to finding a job here and all this stuff. And his story just kept changing. Like, he kept saying, like, no, like, you're not listening to me. And, you know, my wife beat me up and hit me and all this other crap. And I honestly don't think it happened that way, just because, like, if my partner is hitting me and I'm leaving the country because my partner is hitting me, I'm gonna ask for a divorce immediately, you know? And I don't think he's divorced. Also, I looked at he showed me his house because his uncle died or something. And he was showing me his house. His house was a freaking mansion. Like, I'm talking about, like, 3 floors. Not like, oh, like, no, this was, like, a huge gated, and I'm like, oh, he was like, yeah, this is where, like, I that's my home. And I'm like, and your ass is living here? Like, oh, I don't understand. So I'm thinking that he is still, like, with his wife, and he came here to waste my friend's time and just, like, to have a roof over his head and, like, mess around. I could tell that he was, like, avoiding, like, having sexual contact with my roommate, which I found very, very odd. Just because, like, I'm gonna try a different hint. Just because, like, when we met them the first time ever, like, oh, wow, this is really bright. They, like, were very, like, touchy and very, like, they looked like a couple. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they looked like an actual, like, couple. So, like, I didn't really see that this time. I saw more of, like, oh, whoa, shit. I saw more of, like, a distance. And, that really kind of also concerned me, that, like, my friend was, like, helping him out so much when, like, he wasn't, you know, like, really, like, being himself. You know what I mean? Like, the guy, the Jamaican guy. So, and then something else happened. So he did leave. Thank God. He, like, after this happened on a Sunday, and then Monday night, he came to our roommate came over to us and was like, hey, you're right. I talked to a friend who works in an immigration office, and everything you said at the table is right. Like, he needs to be permanently living where he is going to be putting his address in the application, which is true. Just because, let me explain to you why this is true. You need to be permanently living there, meaning your license needs to have that address, all your bills, your bank, your car, if you have one, etc. Is because immigration, especially now, are being very, 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 very strict of who is submitting, and they are researching. They are looking you up. They're watching your social media. They're watching you what you do. They are going to be showing up to your house. Not every single case, but like I've heard of people who's literally immigration has gone up to them to see if they're actually married. And then when it comes to abuse, they want to see how you're living and, you know, what's your trauma after the abuse and all that crap. So I feel like he has none of that. He doesn't have a report. He doesn't have anything to show that he was abused unless he has like pictures. But I doubt that he has any of that. So I just was like, none of this shit makes sense. So Monday or Tuesday night, like he comes to our door, our roommate, and it's like, hey, like he's leaving. You were right. And so, then Wednesday, we come home. He was not inside for the first time. He was not inside the home. He was actually out in the parking lot. I didn't notice, but he like stuck out his hand out of the sunroof of the person's car, which apparently was his brother, which they looked nothing alike. I mean, like literally nothing fucking alike. Like this motherfucker looked like he is from Jamaica, and then the friend looked like he was like mixed or something. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, I just didn't care. I was like, whatever, bye. Like, I was like, I'm not giving you any of... Clearly, the motherfucker wants attention. That's what I kind of noticed, is that he wants attention. So, he, like, when we came upstairs, we, like, took a shower, whatever, we noticed that he went and brought, like, a big old box and put it inside his brother's car. So I'm like, is he leaving? And he ended up not leaving. But then Thursday, my mom gets a message from a roommate saying, hey, he left. Just letting you know. Thursday night, we come home and we have a full-on conversation with our roommate. And I said, hey, look, I don't want you to feel like I did this in order to push this motherfucker away from your life. I did it because I care about you, and I am a person who, when I care about somebody, I want them nothing but the best. And if I can see a red flag of a situation or a person or whatever, I'm gonna butt in just because I want my friend to see what I see. And now if that person doesn't give a shit, like, it has happened to me where, like, my ex-best friend, like, I told her so many times, you need to leave this man, you need to leave this man, you need to leave this man. Even though they were married and they had a kid together, she didn't listen. She kept forgiving him, and then she would separate with him, but then they were still together. And I'm like, that's not a separation. A separation is you guys are not talking unless it's about the child, and that is it. Like, to me, that is separation. And separation does not mean there's some type of hope. Separation means you did something fucked up and we're not together anymore. And that went on for many, many, many years. That honestly, as a friend watching, was just so heartbreaking to see my ex-best friend, like, just dealing with some crappy situations where she could have just easily just ended it and moved on with her life and had a better life. I don't know how her life is right now. I wish her nothing but the best, but, like, I'm just that person. I care, and I overly care, and I really don't give a shit when people are like, you overly care, like, you care too much. And I'm like, I don't care. Someone needs to care. I'm sorry, but someone needs to be a carer in this group, whatever. And I felt like I needed to question this motherfucker because something wasn't right. And when all this occurred, I looked at my roommate and I said, hey, he's lying. His story's not straight. I think you need to consider into having a conversation with him and literally figure out what you're going to do, because this motherfucker is lying to you straight up to your face. And then I looked at the guy, the Jamaican guy, and I said, hey, I don't believe you. Your story isn't straight. It's not, it just doesn't make any fucking sense. And yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm just that way. I am real. I'm not going to be a two-faced to you. I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to be just the way I'm with you guys. Do you guys see me showing off products and oh, go buy this. It's the best freaking foundation. I will never do that. I will never do that. I hate that gurus do that shit. I hate it. I hate that other people get famous or become influencer because all they do is promote. We don't give a shit. We don't, we're going to use what we want to use because we can pay for it, or second, it just works for us. Like, which is why I say, what I show you that I'm wearing, it may work for me. It may not work for you. I'm not going to sit here and say, this is the best foundation ever. This is the best eyeshadow. No, that will never come out of my mouth, which is why I will never accept a promotion or any of that crap just because I don't believe in that crap unless I really truly use it. And like, honestly, and I will always be honest with you guys. I will be honest. I will tell you the truth. I will tell you my honest opinion about everything, products, my emotions, who I am as a person. Like, when I turn on the camera, I don't become a character. I'm me. I'm just in my car, because I can't film where I'm living at the moment because there's no privacy. But like, this is me. I will always be this way. And let me tell you, because of the way I am, I have lost so many friends, and I really don't care because let me tell you, I have not met one person in my entire life, other than my mom, who has been the same way like I am with them. Meaning I care, and I care about their emotions, and I question them like, hey, I'll send them a message. Are you okay? Are you feeling okay? What are you like? What do you want to go do something? Like, all of my friends who have ever been depressed, I will drag them. Let's go out to eat. Let's find a new place to eat. Let me take you out. I'll pay for it. Like, I could literally have $10 in my bank account. I will spend those $10 with you because I want you to feel better because you're my friend and I want you to be good, Like, I don't want my friend to be like down and sad and depressed. No, like, but I've realized that whenever I'm sad and depressed and not happy, no one's there for me. No one's like, hey, Marcella, let's go out. Hey, Marcella, let's go to the movies. Hey, Marcella, you like concerts? Let me take you to a concert. It's never been that way for me, and it sucks. And that's why I'm now more alone, and I prefer it that way. I'm okay. Like, I go to the movies by myself. I've been going to concerts for over a year by myself because I really don't care anymore. And that's just the reality. It's just, I want you guys to know that I will always be honest with you. I will always tell you the truth. And I will always tell you, like, the things that I've been through and, like, how I went through them. Like, I felt like something was fishy with this motherfucker. I confronted him, and I didn't even sugarcoat it. I told him, honestly, like, I don't believe the crap that you're telling me. I don't believe your story. Your story's not adding up. It's not straight. It's not clear. It's like, it just doesn't make sense. You clearly have family all over the fucking country, but no one wants to help you and take you in. I wonder why. Maybe because you have 2 phones and you're a lazy motherfucker, and every money you receive, you send it to your family in Jamaica, which is why you have this big old fucking house, etc., 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 So yeah. And let me tell you, like, he would be in the living room. I didn't care. Like, once I don't care, I don't care. I don't feel like I need to say hi to you. I don't feel like I need to worry about your feelings just because I cared about you so much that I feel like I shouldn't care anymore. So I honestly, truly don't care. Like, I think someone can tell me about my ex-best friend, like, something's happened. I'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry for her. But, like, I just wouldn't care. Like, I wouldn't reach out to her because I gave so much to that friendship for 10 years. And I felt like she always put me in situations that just didn't make sense. She never defended me. And it just became like, it became a really, honestly, really bad migraine that I just preferred avoiding her. And then, like, honestly, ever since we, like, ended that friendship, all of my friendships that I have now are, like, very distant. And we hang out, and it's like, we care for each other, but we're not, like, with each other 24/7. I feel like that's what happened with my ex-best friend. Like, we were together all the fucking time, which was amazing because I didn't feel alone. But, like, also, she put me in different situations. Like, her and her ex-husband would argue in front of me. Me and my ex-husband never argued in front of anyone. No one. One incident happened, but like no one even knew. I just told him, hey, I'm leaving. You can stay or you can leave. What do you decide? And he made the choice to leave with me. And like, I just felt like she just didn't have respect for herself, which is another thing about me. It's like, if you don't have respect for yourself, no one's going to have respect for you. So, yeah. Sorry this like turned a different way, but that's the end of the story. Now you guys know how I am. I will confront people. I will not give a fuck. Like, my mom under the table was like, stop. Like, she was hitting my leg, like, stop. And I'm like, no. We need to know who the fuck is living with us. Even though it's not my house, and I completely understand that. But still, like, we're two single women. And that motherfucker gay. Okay, whatever. But, like, he's more of a female than me and my mom together. And there's guys here, and he's just not, like, he was looking for jobs on an app, and I'm like, bro, all those jobs are going to ask for Social Security, which you do not have. Also, I felt like his job of choices were very odd, because he wanted to help, like, he wanted to work in a senior living, and I'm like, I wonder why. You have 2 phones. I'm pretty sure you know how to hack into people's accounts and, like, take people's money away. And I'm like, maybe that's what he did in Florida. That's why it didn't work out. Somebody tells me because he had a job in Florida and he got fired because he did something. And then he fled over here. Let me tell you, no one wants you over here. I'm sorry. No one wants you over here. No one's going to help you. Like, if your family don't want to help you, then no one else is going to want to fucking help you. And I understand my roommate wanted to get some D and that's whatever, you know, you do you, but it's like, the D better not also live here for free. He got to pay something. He wasn't paying anything. He was literally not doing anything. He was just on his phone 24/7, one of his phones, because he had 2. And I didn't see any literally like any effort of him like looking for a job. Even if he found a job here in Atlanta, okay? How would he get to the job? Like, he didn't have a bike. He didn't have a car. I don't think he knew how to drive. And he can't drive here, like, because he doesn't have a valid license. He has an international ID, but like, I believe those are not valid in all the states. Like, I don't think it's valid here in Atlanta. So like, he would have to get Uber. So all his money would go for Uber. So it's like, I just felt like it was just a big no-no here. It's a big no-no. So I'm glad that he was out Thursday. I was like, oh. And I felt like my roommate also felt the same way, because he was like, he was always talking on the phone and he was being so loud, and, you know, he was over here, and which was true. Like, he would be on the phone. The whole fucking neighborhood knew he was on the phone because he was so freaking loud. And he would stay up really late talking on the phone too. It was annoying. Like, that's another crap that was really annoying as fuck. But moral of the story, be upfront with people, tell them how you're feeling, and be an FBI's here and there. There's nothing wrong with it. Be an FBI. You know, get your story straight. And maybe I should become an investigator. How badass would I look with black hair and red bangs, like, investigating? I was gonna be like, we don't want that bitch here. But anyways, peace out. Take care. See you guys in the next one. Bye.